I'm really moved. I'm not really good with words, that's why I make art. I remember it was back in 2021, right after the pandemic, right after we were trying to recover from the pandemic in Greece, but also internationally, when the horrendous femicide of Caroline happened in Greece. In that specific case, she was murdered on her bed, next to her 6-month-old baby. The baby was on the same bed with her. And her husband went around for a couple weeks pretending that this whole thing was like a break-in. And what really struck me was the bed. That was the same bed that she was making every morning. Those were the same bed sheets that she was dreaming on and resting her body after every day. So at one of my visits in Greece, I asked from women that live in Greece to give me their bed sheets under one condition, that they had dreamt on them of a better future, of a future where they will be able to fight for their dreams and without being afraid of their lives. And women that I didn't know and that I still don't know mailed me their bed sheets. And with those bed sheets, once I got back to my studio in New York City, I made the Greek flag. And the choice of color, pink, that was not my choice. That was the Greek women's choice. They chose to give me those bed sheets. And some of them were of serious emotional value. This woman told me, oh, I've been having this bed sheet since I first got married. So that's how I made the Greek flag. And actually I like that they used the base piece of fabric for the cross, because it looks like a Band-Aid almost. And in this room, you can see a piece that I called Neighborhood Guilt. And it addresses the responsibility that the neighborhood, the community, the country has towards the women that experience domestic abuse. Most of the time after a femicide, what you hear from the community is, oh, we didn't realize he was such a nice person, he was such a good family guy. We had no signs. That's a problem, because the signs are there, but this is also one of the main characteristics of domestic abuse, that the people that experience the domestic abuse feel shame, they feel guilty, they feel that they're doing something wrong, that if they act better, if they make their spouse happy somehow, that the abuse is gonna stop. And they compromise, and they compromise, and the compromise is never enough. There's never peace. So this, the work that's in this room has 22 houses, and each house stands for a woman that was murdered from a family member or an intimate partner in 2022. And I chose the houses as a pattern because this is where the abuse happens, and this is where the majority of those women were murdered. And again, it's made out of bed sheets. And each house has notes of the day of death, their age, their name, and the location. And you can see that the age does not matter. It ranges from 17-year-old to 93-year-old. And the location does not matter. It's all over Greece. It's all over the world. I'm very grateful for the Cultural Committee, the Greek Consulate, and the Hellenic American Chamber of Commerce for giving me the opportunity to speak about those issues through my work. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you all for being here.